2 cookies left in a jar made people rate them tastier than a full jar of the exact same cookies. You've fallen for this trick, you just haven't caught IT yet. A jar with 2 cookies left. A jar with 10 cookies. Both jars contain the same cookie. Same recipe, same taste, same bakery. But if you're like most people, the nearly empty jar looks more appealing. The cookies in it taste better in expectation. You'd pay more for them. You'd feel more urgency to take one before they're gone. This isn't weakness. This isn't irrationality. This is one of the most consistent and most exploited cognitive biases in human psychology. And the people who sell you things understand it far better than most of us realize. The scarcity principle, as formalized by Robert Cialdini in his 1984 book Influence, states that people assign more value to opportunities, objects, and experiences that are rare or becoming rare. When supply is limited, demand and perceived value increase. The principle draws on both cognitive and evolutionary logic. From an evolutionary standpoint, scarcity of a resource in an environment was a signal that the resource was genuinely valuable, either because it was rare, high quality, or in high demand among others who presumably knew something. A brain that increased urgency and desire in response to scarcity signals was more likely to secure resources before they were gone. The problem is that this response has been decoupled from actual scarcity in the modern world and can be triggered by the appearance of scarcity, even when that appearance is manufactured. In 1975, Worchel, Lee, and Adewole ran a study in which participants were given a cookie from either a jar containing 10 cookies or a jar containing 2. They then rated the cookies' attractiveness and taste. The cookies were identical. The only difference was the number remaining in the jar. Participants who took a cookie from the nearly empty jar rated the cookies as significantly more attractive, better tasting, and more desirable than participants who took from the full jar. Scarcity alone, communicated by a nearly empty container, changed the perceived quality of an identical product. In a variation, Worchel found that cookies that had been abundant and then became scarce were rated even more highly than cookies that were always scarce. The experience of losing access to something amplified the perceived value further, loss aversion, compounding the scarcity effect. Only 3 left in stock. This offer expires at midnight. Limited edition. Sold out in most sizes. Don't miss this. Exclusive access for early members. Every one of these phrases is a scarcity signal designed to trigger the same cognitive mechanism that the cookie jar triggered in Worchel's study. And it works. Not because people are foolish, because the mechanism is deeply embedded and responds to the signal regardless of whether the scarcity is genuine. Airline booking websites show only 2 seats left at this price, sometimes when hundreds of seats remain. Hotel booking platforms show 8 people are looking at this room right now. These are scarcity signals engineered to accelerate purchase decisions. The Black Friday panic, the must-have toy at Christmas, the NFT that only 10 exist. Scarcity drives desire, urgency, and willingness to pay, and the desire doesn't significantly decrease when people know the scarcity might be manufactured. The brain responds to the signal, not the truth of it. The primary defense against manufactured scarcity is time. Scarcity signals are designed to compress decision windows, to create urgency that prevents careful evaluation. The antidote is to deliberately extend the window. When you feel the specific urgency of "I need to act now" or "I'll lose this," pause, ask 2 questions. First, would I want this if there were plenty of it? If the answer is no, the scarcity signal is doing the work, not the genuine desirability of the object. Second, is this scarcity real? Many limited offers reset. Many last chances repeat. Many sold-out notifications lift within hours. The goal is not to always resist scarcity signals. Sometimes genuine scarcity is real information. The goal is to evaluate the product or opportunity on its own terms, not on the urgency that's been manufactured around it. Scarcity worked as an evolutionary signal because it tracked something real. In the modern marketplace, it's been separated from that reality and turned into a lever for your decision-making. The brain that responds to "this is running out" isn't broken, it was built for a different environment. Knowing this won't make the urgency disappear, but it gives you a question to ask before the urgency makes the decision. Am I choosing this, or am I being pushed? Drop a comment. What's the most blatant manufactured scarcity you've ever seen or experienced? I want to collect the best examples. Subscribe. This is day 30. We've covered 30 concepts that explain how your brain actually works. Thank you for being here.